Alright folks, here we are again with for Johan. Let's catch up with where we are. At the moment we are second. We did go top of the league, but we've had some unfortunate defeats, to be honest. There's the defeat you know about. Then we cruised through in the semi-final into the final of the Dutch Cup, so that's a plus. Then we were harshly dealt with by Vitesse. Yeah, 3-1. No way was that a 3-1 game. Then we went behind in Nice and had to come back, so we're this tie, this second leg, is in the balance. And then, well, this is one of the worst FM results I've ever had. We hit the woodwork 3 times. We had all sorts of clear-cut chances, decent saves from the goalkeeper. They had one free kick that came into the box and was headed in by Mihailovic. So, yeah, one shot, one goal, they get a point. Lucky here in Veen. And all that means we're second, and really, we don't deserve to be. We deserve to be top of the league. Look at that, 23 to an 8-goal difference. We've lost 9 times this season, and that's the big problem. All of those away defeats. We've only won probably a handful of away games, probably 3 or 4 away games, and that's not really what we're going to be able to base a championship winning season on. We need to be better. I'm hopeful that even if we finish second, third, that the board will keep faith, but it's their rights, you know, that they're looking for titles. If they don't get one, they're well within their right to send me on my way. So let's have a look at how we're going to play today then. We've got Ajax. We are always Ajax. We've got Nice. We have a 1-1 to protect, so we have an away goal. We're going to restore De Jong and Schöne to the side. They were part of the best run. Excuse me. If you wanted to look at the stats of Benjamin Van Leer, by all means. But the best form we've had is with these 11 players. So we're going to stick with these 11 players, and we're going to try and push on and make our way to the next round of the Europa League. I think we're better than Nice. We've already beaten them once this season. You can see there Balotelli is their main man. He did score against us in the first leg, so hopefully we can put them to the sword today and progress through, and that'll set us up nicely then for that next game in the league, which is probably a must-win. I've got the stats up because I was in disbelief at the last game against Heerenveen when we in all honesty, we played superbly. We absolutely took them apart. We cut through them time after time. It's just, you just know, it's as I've said several times, if you only score one goal, as longer that goes on, the time it's 1-0, the opposition just needs one break of the ball and they can steal something from a game that they have no right to be in. But anyway, that's all gone. We're focused on the Europa League. We want to progress. We want to make it as far as we can in this, give ourselves a sizable boost to our European coefficient, and hopefully we can do just that. And after 10 minutes, Anana takes a goal kick. He pumps it long into enemy territory. Dolberg heads on, although why he bothers, I don't know. Bodin makes a meal of that, to be honest. He gets down well to collect that header. But it'll be Nice playing it out from the back. And here's Berbier. He's got a man out right, but he doesn't find him. Schöne brings it clear. Is Van der Beek to De Jong. He's got a player out right in David Neves. Who gives it to Van der Beek. Finds Dolberg, who lazily drifts a leg. That was a poor miss. I think sometimes Dolberg snatches at his chances, and he needs to be a bit more composed in the final third. But that's what you get with a youngster. He has got an instinctive finish on him. So quite often when he takes these strikes, they will just flash into the net. But quite often as well, he misses some pretty clear ones. That was a decent save, all be told, there by Anana. Well positioned to claim that header. That could have easily flashed past him. But it remains 1-1 on aggregate, 0-0 on the night. So we have the advantage, if you like. Here's De Jong. He looks for Dolberg. It's a great ball, and that's a terrible finish yet again. He's got all the goal to aim at. He just needs to slide it into that bottom corner. That's what he's looking for, but he's just off. His angles are just off, and he misses. It's another chance now. Valtman gives it to Dykes. Here's Van der Beek. Finds Sim De Jong, and that's a bit of a lazy finish as well. We've had the chances to be 3-4 goals ahead already in this game. So ultimately, we should be out of sight, but we're not. And again, this is probably the problem with the Heerenveen game. Obviously, Nice seem to be a better attacking outfit with Balotelli up front. Here's Schöne's free kick. Van der Beek gets under it, but cleared away. Here's Schöne to Dolberg, and again, that just lasers wide. I mean, you can excuse a miss from that kind of range through that kind of crowd of players, but ultimately, we're just missing the target. Not by much, but we keep missing the target, and you just feel that maybe we're going to be made to pay. Here come Nice now with Balotelli. He gives it back to Marchand, who gets crowded out, and here's Dolberg. He's got all the work to do in front of him. Van der Beek picks it up, De Jong, and straight at the goalkeeper, and flashed across goal. Nobody there to put it in. Very high cross it was. But again, we're hitting straight at the goalkeeper through Sim De Jong. He's been a little bit lacklustre in recent games. That's why he's been in and out of the team. Dykes now, Younes, Van der Beek. It's an exciting fixture, no doubt. Schöne, De Jong. It comes back offside of the heel of Dolberg. It's just not falling for us at all. That was the case in the Heerenveen game. Despite all of our good play, we are unable to really threaten the target. Now here's Van der Beek. Can we do it this time? Straight at the goalkeeper again. We keep getting there. How did he miss that? We must have had 5-6 clear-cut chances this game, this half alone. Here's De Jong, finds Veltman right side. Looks for Dolberg, doesn't get there. Dolberg gets the pressure on and Nisco long. Here's Cavalier, finds Balotelli. That's a great tackle by Schöne. Here's De Ligt now. A little bit lucky there with the rebound. And here's Dykes. He gives it to Younes. We're only half an hour in and we feel like we've aged about 20 years. Dolberg, is he going to strike from distance? He is. That's a better strike, but it's a great save again. So the Nice goalkeeper, when the shots are on target, he's in the right place to make the saves. And we just can't capitalise. Here's David Neres. He just about gets there ahead of Balotelli. Keeps the ball with Ajax, and still 0-0 despite Ajax's domination. Here's De Ligt now. Ajax only to build from the back. Here's Younes on the left side to De Jong. He's got Dolberg. That's a lazy effort. And Bodan yet again makes another save, although he didn't really have to do much to save that one. Dykes now. Ajax come again in the 38th minute. I'm getting a bit tired of this. Van der Beek gives it to Dolberg, and he flashes one wide. Whenever we do beat the goalkeeper, we also beat the post. The finishing today has been pretty woeful. We need to work a little bit, perhaps, on our finishing. Here's shown over a free kick, and that goes wide. We've not hit the target without making it an easy save for the goalkeeper. That's my assessment of that first 44 minutes. And Schöne will probably go into the book here. He does indeed. That was quite a first half, but ultimately we're at severe risk of going out because we can't hit the target from 4 yards. That's effectively what we've had in a few instances today. Here's a corner though. It'll be taken by David Neres. It's headed away, and we allow Saint-Maximin to bring it away. Nothing doing. There must have been I don't know what there was in there. We are on key highlights. I'm not sure what the key moment was in that little moment. But that's Veltman goes into the book. Schöne stands over a free kick now. Van der Beek back to Schöne. Look at the way Nice are lined up there. That's a good line. Here's Schöne, and he made it so obvious which way he was going to turn, but he manages to get back in and protect the defence. That's nice work in the end. Here's De Jong to Van der Beek. Gives it out left to Younes, who comes inside and finds Dolberg. Veltman has a strike, and that's a better strike. That's the best strike we've probably had all game. And again, the goalkeeper more than level 2. It's more than a match. Here's Dykes will take the resulting throw-in. And here's De Jong. That one's crept in. It didn't seem a very clean strike. Sim De Jong finally breaks the deadlock. It's not for the want of trying. I don't know quite what happened. The ball seemed to bobble as it approached the goal. So you see here, Dykes feeds it into De Jong. He controls, takes the strike here, and I can't tell if there's a deflection. I don't think there was, actually. I just think it's a low dipping shot that's zipped in across the turf. So, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't make any difference. If Nice score, that levels it up anyway. So we could do with another one just to really put ourselves in give ourselves real control of the tie. Here's Younes. He's faced up with 2-3 Nice players. Here's Dykes to Van der Beek. Goes out right to David Neres, who finds Veltman, who gets tackled. David Neres can bring it through. He goes back to De Ligt in his own half. Plays it through to Van der Beek. He finds Younes left side. Dolberg now just outside the D Dykes. It finds its way back to Dolberg, who finds Younes left side, who crosses, and it's slotted home by De Jong. The floodgates have opened. We've managed to breach Bodan's goal, and 2 goals in quick succession have put us firmly in control. Bit of a lucky rebound there, but it was going that way anyway. Younes, it's a good ball in. It deceives pretty much everyone. Dolberg missed it, and De Jong calmly pockets the net. Pockets the net. What a term. So we should be going through. I think we'll make some changes. Danny van der Beek's a little bit tired, so I think we'll bring on... should we bring on Sinkgraven? I think we'll bring on, and we'll... Shall we? Yeah, let's bring on Sinkgraven. And I think that will probably do it. We'll take off Veltman as well. We don't want him to be sent off. He's a very important player, as it turns out. Another one perhaps I misjudged or misassigned in my original thinking of the squad. I didn't think he was going to be as important as he's turned out to be, was Veltman. But there we go. As his replacement, Zefui. I don't know how to say his name. Zefuik. Zefuik's probably right. Is Sinkgraven. Goes back to Delict, back to Verba. We're quite good at moving the ball in the back third now. We play our way out of trouble. Dolberg, I just noticed De Jong's injured. And David Neres had a bit of a shocker there, given that he had all the goal to aim at and conspired to miss all of it. We'll bring on Nuri for De Jong, who seems to be carrying a slight knock. He's on the touchline at the moment, receiving treatments. Let's just have a quick browse. Can we see what that's? A potential upper body injury. So hopefully that's just some bruised ribs or something like that. Schöner over this free kick. Not really close to the target. Wasn't a bad effort, but he needed to get it up and down a lot quicker. But I'll take this goal kick on the edge of the area. This has been quite an eventful game. I feel like we've aged. And here's Balotelli to Gautier, who crosses. Balotelli, is it? No. Sofiane Pasquet. So they're back in the tie. Another goal, and they qualify. That's the margins of the away goal rule. So you can see there, the right back, the youngster couldn't keep with his man, and probably Onana should have done better. So the game is back on with 5 minutes to play. They'll certainly be coming at it. I mean, they've only had 3 strikes on goal, and they've scored once. We've had like 400. Here's Nuri, loses out, but luckily they've only got one man committed at the moment. Here's Schöner, who finds Abdelet Nuri, who rifles it in and finishes the tie in great style. Great play by Nuri, wonderful strike. You can see here Nuri loses out, but is in the right place at the right time to execute a finish with aplomb. Look at that. That's a fine strike, and that really does see us progress beyond Nice. That's twice we put them out of Europe. They're going to be sick of the sight of us. Certainly won't be getting that job. So there's still time for another chance. Apparently, 5 minutes of added on time has been displayed, and inside the second minute of added on time, we have a moment to review. Here's Sinkgraven to Zerflui. Gives it to Delict. We're moving the ball in an area that I wouldn't like to see us moving the ball. That's a poor ball. I'd say it's a poor ball. I wouldn't like to put that much bounce on a ball back to my goalkeeper. But here's David Neres. Here's Dolberg. Gives it to Neres. Zerflui come in field to Schöner. Back heel to Dykes. Nice. Here's Nuri. Goes to Younes. I sense a goal. He crosses. That's a great save, in fairness. Nuri with the strike. He's come on and really has contributed to the attacking threats that we possess. Schöner's goal kick? Corner kick. Here's Zerflui to Dykes, to Verba, to Nuri. Here he is again, to Verba, Dykes. We must have recorded about 7,000 passes. That's going to go through to the goalkeeper, and that should be game. So indeed, full time. That's 3-1 over the night and 4-2 on aggregate. That's great. Keeps our home form ticking over, especially after the disappointment of not being able to put 18 goals as we deserve to past Heerenveen. So we progress through to the quarter-finals of the Europa League. I'm not sure what the board wanted us to do in this. They wanted us to reach the second knockout round. So progression to that really does help, and that should hopefully dissolve, or not remove, but lessen the impact of any disappointment that we might have if we fail to win the league. So let's push on then, and excuse me while I reset that. Let's get to that Sparta game. Obviously, we've seen Sparta. We beat them 5-0 in the home reverse, so guaranteed to lose this one, aren't we? So yeah, I'll see you pitch side for the Sparta in Rotterdam. Come on, Ajax. You see there, we've had the quarter-final draw where you get AC Milan. That's easy. I would say probably the hardest tie, but having looked at it, we're probably the weakest side left in the competition. Arsenal, of all people, in here with Benfica, of course, Bilbao, Villarreal, Sporting, and Lyon. So it's not going to be easy, but we'll see if we can beat Milan. We have got the second leg at home, so it's a mouth-watering tie, that, and we'll certainly sell some tickets, Mr. Chairman. So hopefully we can have some investment in the squad next year. Okay, so here we go. So this is going to be the lineup. We've got a little bit of tiredness because of the extra games in the week, so we're rotating slightly. Sinkgraven replaces Schöne. Zefliwik comes in, and Veltman moves into centre-half in the place of De Ligt. Now, that's a big one. And Nouri takes the place of Mr. De Jong, who's not fit. Not fit, but just not fully capable of probably getting out there, and we can't take the risk for the sake of one game. So we'll line up like this then. Let's hope we can do the same damage to Sparta as we did in the home reverse fixture, but you never know. Our away form has turned a little bit patchy, not in terms of form, but in terms of results, I'd say. Performances, they've been there, but form-wise, in terms of score lines that we were getting, we conceded quite a few goals. We seem to concede quite a few from set pieces, so maybe we need to improve our ability on the ball in terms of that area, that aspect of the game. So just a few minutes in now, 7 minutes. Here we are with Younes. He goes all the way back to Sinkgraven, to Zefliwik, to David Neres, finds Sinkgraven again. Movement ahead of him, Nouri finds Dolberg. Sinkgraven gives it to Zefliwik. Neres. Nouri has a strike, it deflects. And Younes will keep it in, will he? He will, but he's tackled. So it goes out for a Ajax throw, nothing doing. That might have been an on-target strike had it not been off our own man. Sinkgraven gives it to Dan de Beek, who has a strike, and it finds Zefliwik. Dolberg, he's not going to get there. Well, surely that's a penalty. The ball was going, it says excellent tackle. Did he touch that? Because it didn't seem to change the direction or movement on the ball. I don't know. Nouri finds Van de Beek, has a strike. We're striking from distance. Dolberg, that's a pretty tame effort. So not a bad opening 15 minutes, but again, we're probably struggling to get attempts on target. David Neres, a deflected pass, finds Zefliwik to Sinkgraven. Veltman in centre-half position now is David Neres. I might just call him Neres. And that's, luckily, Donny Sinkgraven's there to recover. I mean, Younes goes down the left, but he's stood up well, but he maintains the ball. He's into a shooting position, finds Nouri. That's not a bad effort. Nouri seems to have one of the better distance strikes on him than in the squad. So, unfortunately, there was no one there to take the rebound. Sinkgraven, Van de Beek. The play continues. I don't know if we're expecting to see anything. Probably not. Younes takes a poor effort. That's wide of the goal by about 6 yards. So, it's not a bad opening 15 minutes. We're dominating possession. We've had the chances. We just haven't really had what I would call a clear-cut chance. We haven't had a real sight of goal as yet. Here's Nouri. That's just as I praise his striking ability from distance. He unleashes nothing doing for us. Maybe we need to mix it up. But last time I mixed it up and went to more of an attacking system, we went from 0-0 to 3-0 away from home. So I'm not going to do that as Sparta come forward. They're growing into the game, and they've had the better chances in terms of forcing a goalkeeper to make a save. We really need to be more expressive with the ball and stop shooting as soon as we get near the 6 yard. The penalty area. Is Neres finds Dykes now. That's a nice pass. It's a little bit congested in the middle. You see how many Sparta players. That's poor from Van de Beek. He needs to wake up a little bit. He seems to keep trying to play it through a man's legs. That's a good strike though. Dolberg kept out by the goalkeeper. A good reaction save from that kind of range. Sparta, the chances are coming. Dolberg there had that man marked and then moved away. I wouldn't tell him to do that. Anyway, Nouri does well, picks it up from there. That seemed to be an aggressive tackle that didn't connect. Anyway, the tackle there on Neres brings it through to Dolberg. He finds Younes. Van de Beek sends Dykes on his way. We finally got him behind a cross. Neres. Why didn't Dykes go and get the ball there? It was pretty much next to him. Still a pretty poor effort from Neres. He could have headed that back across or headed that on goal. Sort of went between the two. What's happening here? Bit of a mess on the edge of the penalty area. Younes will bring it into the penalty area, waits for a cross, finds Van de Beek, who lays it onto Neres, and instead of hitting it low, he pitches it up into the goalkeeper's hands. And yet again, we keep having these. It's easier to score than miss. That's several again in this game, and it really is frustrating how much that we just keep missing the target in easy positions, and we just keep pitching the ball into goalkeeping hands. I know we're struggling a little bit away from home, but we should be better than this. We've been better than this in some games. That's not a bad effort from the youngster, but yeah, it's not what he should be doing. A free kick now, it's just going to be a defeat, isn't it? Sparta are going to score. Here's Mitchell Dykes, though. Look at the way we're flooding forward in a counter system. Pretty horrendous, though, from Dykes to do that. Here's Nouri, we recover it well. But that's case in point, really. Just the decision-making sometimes in the squad. That's a good tackle by Veltman, proving why he is becoming one of my favourite players. Here's Younes, finds Dolberg, goes to Dykes. Can he do better than he did on that counter when we had man flowing forward? Here's Nouri, deflected, and offside. So, decision-making in the squad seems to be pretty inconsistent at the moment. Here's Verber to Dykes, gives it to Younes. He finds Van der Beek. He's got men out right. If he goes that way, he should do. Nouri goes back to Sinkgraven, back to Nouri to Neres, who has a strike and palmed away by the goalkeeper. I'm a little bit disappointed that we keep shooting from distance. This hasn't been a characteristic. I don't know if it's just the way that Sparta are forcing us to shoot, but it just seems to be we're having a lot of shots from outside the D in this game, and it's playing into Sparta's hands, really. Let's make some changes because it's not really been very good. Let's get Nouri off and get De Jong on. He should be fit to play. And let's get Neres off. He's been pretty shocking as well. I almost said a word I shouldn't there. So on comes Ziyech for his return to the squad. I just sense that we're going to throw this one away when we shouldn't. Yet again, it's De Jong. It's a shot from distance again. It's palmed away by the goalkeeper. He's made plenty of saves, but no saves that you wouldn't expect him to make, really. He hasn't had to work too hard to keep the ball out of the net. Ziyech's corner, headed down. Younes stumbles over the ball, and that's again, he could have hit that first time. He tried to control it and lost the ball under his feet. Van der Beek to Sinkgraven. What's that? That looked like a foul. We should recover the ball. I don't know. That was the chance. It's just little moments that just aren't running the way we need them to. Like that corner there could have easily just fell nicely for us, but no, it didn't. It fell against us, and away it comes. Sparta, though, building. As I say, I'm expecting a defeat now, to be honest. I think we've absolutely destroyed them, but they've just held on in the game, and when you do that, you give yourself every chance, right? Dolberg has been on the periphery, and they go long. Volas Verber picks it up, though. It clears it. He dumps it into no man's land instead of playing a short pass. There's so much to be irritated at in this game. It's been such a poor decision-making performance. That's a strange strike. So at least there was that. I think we'll make one last change because that's all we're permitted to do. I wish I could do a few more because there's a lot of players who just have turned up and just not done enough today. I think what we'll do is we'll bring on... I don't even know what we should do. We're going to bring on Lukaku. Well, every time he's come on, I think we've lost. So that is probably not a good sign. Last 5 minutes... He could have taken that on the chest, but again, it is a youngster. Maybe I should have signed a proper right back when we sold Orihuela. Here's Dolberg. Stumbles into trouble. It's another. That sums it up. To be quite honest, shooting from that kind of range with no idea what he's doing. Younes. The entire front five have been pretty dog today. Ziyech will take this free kick. That's the best one of the game, and it's taken a recovery in Ziyech. It's been a poor performance in my eyes. We've absolutely bossed the game, but we've just made so many poor decisions that it's bizarre, really, to dominate a game in that way and not create one proper goal-scoring chance. It's just not good enough, to be honest. We need to win all our remaining games in the division now to have any chance of overhauling Den Haag and indeed Feyenoord, who seem to have had a bit of a resurgence. So... yeah, it's really frustrating because we're not doing anything differently. We're performing well. If anything, the performances are better. We're just not getting the results. That's as simple as that. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for the Milan game because that's a tasty one. So we'll be back. We'll just do the Groningen game. So it's another away game. Terrific. But yeah, we'll be back for the Milan game for the Europa League quarter-final. It's probably where we're going to get knocked out, but we'll give it our best shot. So, okay, do pop a like on the video for me. It's been fantastic to have the support continuously. We recently broke through, we're well over it now, 118, 19, something like that, but 100 subscribers on the channel, 2,000 views. more than I expected for even the end of this coming year. Never mind for not even at the release of Football Manager 2018 as yet. So thank you very, very much so far. Do tell your friends, get them involved as well. But yeah, subscribe, like the video if you've enjoyed, and I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.